Hey, so in today's video, I am going to be breaking down the Aston Martin V8 Vantage gr4 car. So of course we are in a race. This is a computer simulation race, but I'm the one who is racing. Now that is the view out of the right side of the car. I just really wanted to show you that because, of course, some cars are a little bit better in VR and not better in VR. Now, this is not a VR race. I don't have a VR headset just as of yet, but I just wanted to show you that just because this is a review. Now, this car tends to have a lot of oversteer when you have it in the stock form. But when you correct out of the oversteer just slightly, it turns into understeer very quickly. So keep that in mind. It does have a lot of understeer whether or not you are trying to correct the oversteer or not. It just overall just has a lot of understeer. But overall as well, out of the GR4 cars, it is still one of the better handling cars. So I am still a huge fan of the Aston Martin, and if you are in a race against a lot of cars that may be fast that you just don't have in your arsenal, the Aston Martin may be a good option. The reason why I'm saying this is because of the ability that it does have for handling. Now, on this track, I do hate how the CPU tries to brake when they don't need to around that corner, and the next major corner coming up as well, they do the exact same thing. So that's kind of something that makes me mad overall about this track, but that's okay. We're not talking about the track, we're talking about the car. So, when it comes to the handling, I would say out of other GR4 cars, I'm going to see how that car did the brakes. Anyways, so out of the other GR4 cars, I would say handling-wise, this is easily one of the top 3, and I would give it a 9.5 out of 10. Out of all the different cars in the game, I would have to lower it to about 8. And even then, that's a strong 8. I would even give it a 7.5 out of versus other cars in the game. But that's overall. That's not just in its class. So as we can see here, as long as you turn, heating it around that corner just a bit too much, as long as you turn where you should, brake where you should, you really have no issues. Now, you may find that there's a perfect turn right there, just a bit off, that you may find that with this car, the acceleration isn't necessarily there coming out of the corners. And you'll find that in a lot of different GR4 cars, but this one is a little overemphasized when it comes to the stock form. Of course, when you start souping it up and making it perform better, that really does disappear quite quickly. Again, this is a Gran Turismo Sport game. Gran Turismo 7 is hopefully coming out soon. I'm assuming that the Aston Martin V8 Vantage is going to be the exact same in that game. There's that car braking again. But this is my review on the car. I hope that you're enjoying this so far. If you are, hit that like button and subscribe. There are a lot of different ways that you can overtake in this car versus faster cars in the game. When it comes to drafting, the ability to draft is there. It does pull you quite quickly. I still dislike the computer system in Gran Turismo Sport, and I bet you are the same too. But this is my thoughts on the V8 Vantage. So make sure that when you do, or if you do crash your V8 Vantage in this game, just make sure that you do pull and stay on the side of the track. And the reason why I say that is because the acceleration isn't the greatest, and I would really hate to see you get into an accident, pull onto the track, and then get a penalty for cutting somebody off, because again, this is the acceleration on this car is just not there. When it comes to braking, make sure that you brake between the double and single pylon and let off after that single pylon. Do not brake later, or else you're going to have a lot of that understeer that I just had there. But also keep in mind that the braking is so tight, I should say, that if you do brake going into a corner, when you start to turn, your rear end in this car tends to pop out. I hope that you've enjoyed today's review. If you have, hit that like button, subscribe. Make sure to stick around until the end of this video to see if I win. And I'll see you guys in my next video.